Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for today, Thursday, April 7th, 2022. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, GUT President says the pension judgment is a gift stolen by politicians, now returned to public officers. Financial support still needed for J.W. Fletcher student in need of a prosthetic leg. And 6-time CC students receive full scholarships to further their education. Let's go over to Zia Frederick for what's to come in regional and international news.
Thank you, Beverly. Good evening, viewers and to listeners. I am Zia Frederick, and here's what's to come a little later in the newscast. In regional news, Prime Minister Motley says Barbados and the world must brace for more hardship as the war in Ukraine continues. Internationally, U.S. reveals fresh Russia sanctions after atrocities in Ukraine. And in sports, inter-secondary school games returns for a special edition under new title sponsors Republic Bank. The details are coming up a little later, but first, let's go back to Beverly.
Thank you, Zia. Details after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. The return of the Intercall Games was marked with a special occasion, the first of its kind on the new title sponsors Republic Bank. Braving the inclement weather was World Javelin champion Anderson Peters, leading the charge to kickstart the special edition of the Intercollegiate School Games. Jared Joseph was on the streets this morning and has tonight's top story.
World Javelin champion Anderson Peters had the honor of starting the first leg of the torch relay, which began official proceedings for the 2022 Republic Bank Intercall Games. The Intercall Games has been off the sporting calendar for the past 2 years due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, leaving athletes and students without their premier track and field meet. Anderson, who is the brand ambassador for Republic Bank, was the outrider for the torch relay, departing from the bank's Melville Street branch, moving on to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Peters was joined by a female employee of Republic Bank en route to the stadium despite the inclement weather. GBN spoke to the world champion as he finished his first leg of the relay.
As you know, this is the 2022 Republic Bank Intercall Games. First Intercall Games in a few years, so I know everybody's excited to see the athletes come out and put on a show. Me being Intercall champion a few times, I'm excited to see what the athletes can do, because I know they've been training for a few years, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Prior to the handover of the torch to a female athlete of the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School, Anderson told GBN that he was not daunted by the inclement weather.
When I started as an athlete, that is something that we have to deal with all the time. If you go to a meet and you're already competition already started and the rain starts falling, then there's nothing you can do that in the weather. But these are things that are accustomed to, like previous year, last year, that the weather, you never know what the weather is going to do, so you just have to be prepared. Rain, sun, thunder, lightning, once the event starts, it's going to happen.
The torch was carried for one lap around the stadium by various athletes before leading into the opening ceremony of the 2022 Republic Bank Intercall Games. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Moving now to other news, countries around the world are sanctioning Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. In Grenada, outspoken lawyer Anselm Clouden has one concern: the country's oil and gas, and he wants government to provide an update on the matter. Rena Perry-Thomas reports.
Maritime lawyer Anselm Clouden says government should update the public on the status of Grenada's oil and gas arrangement with Russia company Global Petroleum Group, GPG. In March 2018, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell announced that exploration of Grenada's marine space by GPG and testing conducted by the relevant authorities in the international oil and gas sector had confirmed the presence of oil and gas. In April of the same year, the Trinidad and Tobago National Gas Company announced it had finalized a commercial agreement with Global Petroleum Group, which provides for Trinidad and Tobago to have the first option to buy Grenada's natural gas. Clouden says the Grenadian public has a right to know the latest development on the matter, especially now that Russia is being sanctioned by many countries across the world.
We want to know whether these contracts are still alive or they're dead. Because if things continue with all the sanctions and the stuff going on and the shortages that will come on the market, I don't think the Russians could come into the Western Hemisphere right like here and develop any of the resources. The European Union, England, America, nobody will stand for that.
The lawyer explained that as one of the lawyers involved in the maritime boundary agreement between Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago, he knows Grenada had a better option in drilling for oil and gas.
As a maritime lawyer myself and someone who had gone with the delegation to Trinidad and brought about the boundary, it's very important because we had an addendum to the treaty that we should and we could involve Trinidad and do a joint venture with Trinidad and exploit not only block. Trinidad had the rig on block 22. They could come on block 21 because we are entitled to 1/3 of that block. So we are going to give Trinidad the right to put a rig on that too, and we get royalties. But they go on and do the thing with the Russians.
In an interview with the media personalities last year, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says despite considerable oil and gas deposit found in 2 wells that were drilled, it was not enough.
But these 2 wells, you can't carry a business over a long period. These guys are investing hundreds of millions of US dollars. They have to have 5-6 wells to move. At this point, I am not very hopeful that you will see a serious investor starting to drill again immediately until he's satisfied that the output of his investment would be in his interest.
For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
One of the prominent union leaders in the public service has called on citizens to protect their pension benefits like guard dogs, while noting the fight which led to an ultimate victory. Gerard Joseph has the details.
They just love us conveniently for our votes. That's what they love us for. When it comes to enjoying the benefits as workers, they don't love us.
GUT President Jude Bartholomew believes if the government of Grenada loves its employees, then the pension restoration matter should not have been taken to court. Bartholomew called upon Imani trainees, traffic wardens and other such workers to ensure they gain a permanent position to enjoy the benefits of a pension plan.
So don't allow the government of Grenada to use you and for election purposes and have this continuous trend of keeping you permanently temporary for a long period of time and come and mama guy you and tell you about pension. Because they know you're not eligible for pension. You don't have a permanent job.
The GUT president notes the gift given to the nation by the public sector unions was initially enshrined in the Constitution under the pension laws.
Something that was unceremoniously robbed by politicians They took it away. This pension was in the Constitution of Grenada. We didn't have to fight for it. We shouldn't have to fight for it.
The union leader claims pension benefits were stolen by the politicians, with government seemingly against the matter being taken to court.
If it wasn't in the Constitution of Grenada, pension, dog eat our supper here today. Democracy rules, people's power in this country, and that's what happened. The court speaks.
Attorney General Dia Forrester, during the weekly post-cabinet briefing, maintains that government has not yet made a decision about appealing the judgment, pointing out the 42-day period from the date of the judgment in which they can do so.
The government at present continues to be in the process of analyzing the full implications of the decision from several perspectives, in particular the financial implications and media and ways in which to address and provide for that expenditure.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Form 3 student Tyler Smith is closer to obtaining a prosthetic leg. However, he still needs your help. Christina John brings you the latest update on Tyler's progress.
It's been a long time since we did an update following up on what has been taking place with him pertaining to him getting a prosthetic leg. Now, Tyler had made many visits to the doctor and he has an update for us today as what's taking place with him going forward. So Tyler, tell us, since our last conversation, what has happened with you?
Everything been going good. They already start to take my measurements, my height. They start to make the piece or the top. I'm just waiting for they tell me when to come.
Now, Glenn Alexander, a teacher at the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School and a mentor, is very influential in Tyler Smith's life development and in him achieving a bit more comfort in obtaining the right prosthetic leg. Tyler started wearing a prosthetic leg from the age of 5. However, he says it's not the most comfortable alternative.
Very hard to walk in sometimes in the hut. Sometimes I don't take it out. Sometimes I get corn on my foot. So I don't walk with a clutch. My clutch is hard to walk into. You don't hurt my arm.
Alexander told GBN Tyler would have to travel to St. Lucia in order to get further medical attention. This, however, would need financing.
What happened thus far is that the organization based in the USA, they were here. The measurements for Tyler's prosthetic leg was taken, and we know that they went back to do some work with SAME. We were also told that he will have to travel up to the USA, but recently we got the news that they will be down in St. Lucia. What I do know is that regardless of whether it is USA or St. Lucia, we have to raise some funds for the travel part of it.
Alexander speaks of plans to feature Tyler in action in the sport that he dreams to become a professional at, football.
I know at school we hopefully during the month of May and the invitation is open out there for persons of physical disability as Tyler who may have the interest in football. We are thinking of doing a little festival to feature Tyler. But the important part of it, or the interesting part of it, we would want able-bodied persons to take the opportunity to hop on one leg and to try to kick a ball versus Tyler. So that is an interesting thing to come soon.
Christina John, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, Caribbean Congress of Labor and Caribbean Employers Confederation tackle gender-based violence. Stay with us.
The most anticipated kids event is happening on Saturday, 16th April. Easter Saturday.
Easter Kids Extravaganza.
The Easter Kids Extravaganza. Monrouge Playing Field, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Easter Saturday. Rides and slides.
Obstacle courses, rock climb, bouncy castles, and much, much more. Then from 6 p.m., we move stateside for special performances from IMG Fuego, the Magico Circus from Cuba, alongside Fawn, Looney's Park, and Electrify. Admission kids, $5. Adults, $10. Parents, guardians, get the kids ready. Easter Easter Saturday, Monroe's playing field. Something not to be missed.
My name is Dominic Lawrence. I'm a police officer by profession, and I've been a member of Ariza now for about 20 years or less. I chose to join Ariza because I've been hearing some good stuff about them. And my sister was a member before me. She told me about her good experience that she had with Ariza. What I like most about Ariza is the way they treat you as a member. They take good care of you. They help you in very, very good ways. They have some good products in place to help you. I've been able to budget a lot better because of the products and things that they have in place to help us as members. I love it when you call Ariza and the way they would answer the phone. Ariza, how can we make you smile? I would like to take this time now to congratulate Ariza on the 75 years of service to the people of Grenada.
The Caribbean Coding Academy presents its Easter Hackathon. Get your boys and girls enrolled today. Be a part of a community impact project. Explore software solutions in areas such as agriculture, fishing, culture, and tourism. It's the Easter Hackathon, Monday, April 11th to Thursday, 14th. Judging will be done on Wednesday, April 20th. It's the Easter Hackathon, put on by Caribbean Coding Academy. Enrollment, $100. Call telephone number 456-1568 or 437-1568 or email caribbeancodingacademy@gmail.com.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news at 7. Wednesday saw the virtual launch of the joint regional effort between the Caribbean Employers Confederation and the Caribbean Congress of Labor under the Spotlight Initiative. Let's hear more in this Chrislina John report.
A news conference between the Caribbean Employers Confederation and the Caribbean Congress of Labor focused on strengthening regional cooperation to prevent and respond to gender-based violence at the workplace. President of the CCL, Andrew Lewis, noted that if the trade union movement is to improve operations in the interest of its members, then its representation must extend beyond securing decent wages and other traditional benefits. Lewis added that the leadership of the movement must demonstrate by example its commitment to eradicating all forms of violence against women and girls, noting that the leadership of the movement is predominantly male and so must make their position clear as allies.
We must recognize a woman's right to a safe working environment as a fundamental human right. I want to repeat this. Additionally, we must recognize a woman's right to a safe working environment as a fundamental human right. There can be no compromise on this position. Whatever policy we develop must embody this principle, and it must be clear and evident to anyone who reads the document.
Lewis highlighted what they expect as the outcome of this.
Able to get at the different national levels legislations that can help address some of those issues. There's absolutely no doubt that in a number of our territories, we do not have sexual harassment and those sort of legislation.
He adds that their intent through this program is to lessen the need to use these legislation when they come into force. However, with the legislation in place, he says it will provide some confidence to women and girls and other victims of violence. From the labor union's perspective, it will be to educate shop stewards as well as key contacts at workplaces to become champions. Lars Johansson, president of the Caribbean Employers Confederation, explained the importance of this initiative at this time.
Convention 190 establishes then a common framework for preventing and addressing and eliminating this devastating phenomenon. It constitutes a formal commitment from the international community towards achieving a right of everyone to a world of work free from violence and harassment, including gender-based violence and harassment.
Christelina John, GBN News.
6 students in Grenada will now benefit from a fully funded 2-year scholarship at the T.A. Marisho Community College. The National Baptist Convention USA Inc., in partnership with the Embassy of Grenada in Washington, D.C., are the ones funding this initiative to assist students in obtaining an associate's degree. More in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
6 students at the T.A. Marisho Community College will benefit from a full scholarship for 2 years of their educational journey, complements the National Baptist Convention USA Inc. The organization partnered with the Embassy of Grenada in Washington, D.C. as part of their 48th Anniversary of Independence Celebration Initiative to sponsor deserving students who plan to or had enrolled in TAMCC. The aim is to continue to encourage the students through mentorship, guidance, counseling and internship placements throughout their educational careers. Executive Director of the National Baptist Convention, Reverend Terrence Griffith, encouraged the 6 students to work hard as they will follow their academic performance.
Follow up with the U.S. students based upon your performance. And so I'll implore you to perform, to study hard. Heights of great men reach and achieve were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. You have to burn the midnight oil.
The embassy sought community nominations in January, and the students' application forms and personal essays were reviewed by a selected committee. The sponsorship is for the year 2021 to 2023 Associate Degree Program, and the recipients from various parishes, including P.T. Matnick, have undertaken studies in the field of building technology, food and beverage management, business studies, and natural sciences. The principal of TAMCC, Dr. Ronald Bunton, took the opportunity to speak on how valuable initiatives are in achieving their mandate.
We want young people as well to dream big and to see beyond what their previous expectations might have been, to have that dream that they can achieve anything, and that's what we do. So yes, we prepare students to take exams and get certification, but more importantly, we want students to be able to think big and think beyond their current circumstances. So that
National Baptist Convention is the largest black religious body in the world with 8.5 million members and has missional work across the globe. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Mortality rate speaks to the ratio between deaths and individuals in a specified population and during a particular time period. Reducing the local mortality rate is the focus of tonight's GBN's Health. GBN Health comes to you compliments Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Beverly, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
One of the focuses of this week's Doctor on Call was how, as a developing nation, can Grenadians better diagnose, manage, and treat existing conditions to decrease our mortality rate. Medical practitioner Dr. Francis Martin, the guest on the program, addressed step-by-step ways to reduce the mortality rate in Grenada.
I think we have to take a look at our Grenada culture. The things that rings well with the Grenadian people. The things that we value most. We must take a look at that. We also need to know what's happening in our societies. We need to be aware of what diseases are happening, who is getting what type of disease. And so community profiles are an excellent thing that must be done. In every community, we must be aware of who is getting sick and why they're getting sick.
Dr. Martin said creating profiles by identifying who is coming down with what illness is an important factor in determining how the country can move forward to improve the health of the populace as it makes way for intervention by medical professionals.
The things that create the environment for disease and ill health to take place. So after we have done our epidemiological profile, we know who is dying from what. Then we now figure out what services we need to offer to prevent these people from dying. We've got that under control. Now, the third is to develop a delivery system so that we can get the care to the people where they are and to take care of them upstream. Well, fortunately for us, we do not have to reinvent the wheel. The delivery system for healthcare that has proven over the decades to be beneficial to developing countries like Grenada is primary healthcare.
Private healthcare, Dr. Martin says, is the most effective way to provide healthcare in developing countries like Grenada.
We're aware that the primary healthcare system is the best and most affordable way to provide healthcare in developing countries like Grenada. Grenada was very fortunate in the sense that during the revolution, the then government of Grenada saw the benefit of primary healthcare because I think at that time, Grenada was extremely close to the Cuban system. Even though we're still very close to the Cuban system, and we benefited from some of the pillars of what the primary healthcare system in Cuba was like. And so we now have already known the data that that's how it has to happen. How we make it happen? What mechanism we're going to use to make it happen? What process we're going to take to make it happen? What road we're going to take to make it happen? That's where the rubber hits the road and the proof is in the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. In the Caribbean, most of us have grown up with the notion that elders are always to be respected. Tonight's video comes from Jamaica, where a young girl is seen in an altercation with a woman many years her senior. It's a video that shocked many social media users who shared it in disbelief.
Make sure let you go call in.
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms. We take a break, but still ahead, St. Andrew's Methodist School celebrates the completion of infrastructure work and a new computer room. This is News at 7.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Win the grand prize of $50,000 in the Digicel Prime Plus 50K jackpot. Or you could grab second place of $15,000 or third place of $5,000 and loads of weekly prizes like cash, smartphones, hardware and grocery vouchers and more. To enter, simply activate any Prime Plus bundle in the My Digicel app or dial *664 #. 1 day Prime Plus bundle equals 1 raffle entry. 3 day bundle equals 3 raffle entry. 7 day Prime Plus bundle equals 7 raffle entry. And a 30-day Prime Plus bundle equals 30 raffle entries, plus a bonus 20 extra entries. Over $100,000 in prizes to be won. Activate a Prime Plus bundle today. Digicel, better together.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Staff and students of the St. Andrew's Methodist School held a special ceremony on Wednesday to give thanks for the infrastructural work done on the school by the government. More in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
Teachers and students of the St. Andrew's Methodist School are now in a safer and more fun learning environment, demonstrating this happiness by holding a rededication ceremony after infrastructural work was completed on the school building. In 2020, members of the PTA of the primary school called on the Ministry of Education to address the structural issues in the building, which were deemed unsafe for students and the teachers. This delayed the full reopening of school last September, but the matter has since been remedied. The acting principal of the school is Kenshawn Batiste.
It's the dawn of a new day in terms of safety and comfort for both staff and students. New doors, the concrete work has been done, so the ceilings are much more safe than they were before. And the nicely painted environment adds to it. So staff is much more comfortable now. They feel very appreciative to the government of Grenada and all the work that has been done. The church and all the other parties, PTA bodies who have spoken out and campaigned for these renovations. Yes.
At the rededication ceremony on Wednesday, the St. Andrew's Methodist School launched its newly furbished computer room. The room was dedicated to the late Roland Benjamin and his mother, Nadia Benjamin, who financed the project.
Some of monies were donated to the school in 2014, so it's been a long time in coming. And with that, we were able to retrofit the room with whiteboard, furniture, projector stands, doors, painting, tiled, and we purchased 10 laptops. We know that students have been given tablets due to the onset of the pandemic. However, the computers there will be for teachers to take their students to a different environment. Curtains were put up, the room is nicely ambianced, so it's a way to take the students away from the classroom and to have them into an environment that can already be set up with whatever the teacher wants.
Attending the ceremony was First Vice President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Justin Courtney. He said the union supports any positive movement in school that creates better learning and teaching environment.
GUT wants to see people improve, and anything that is done for improvement, GUT will be happy to accept. And the state of this school at the moment is something that GUT is very proud of.
The St. Andrew's Methodist School presently houses 488 students and was established in 1845. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISA lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISA is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISA is a product of anything but a bag day at the St. David's Catholic Secondary School. Over the past few weeks, the challenge had been trending across the various schools, and some of the most creative ideas have been seen. Tonight's ISA features one of those innovations, a remake of the popular John Sport bag. The can sport in tonight's ISA was made from an agricultural sprayer. The student in tonight's ISA reworked the John Sport logo and placed it on their makeshift bag. Creativity at its finest. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Stay with us. The weather is up next, and then we join Zia Frederick for sports.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Good
day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlec's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlec access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlec in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlec's new app.
The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Dance, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Good evening, sporting fans. I am Frederick. Tonight we run off course with Intercall. The Republic Bank Intercall Games was a first-time experience for many students and athletes as the Kirani James Athletic Stadium was set ablaze with the electrifying atmosphere that is the norm for the premier athletic event among schools. Gerard Joseph was there and filed this report.
Finally returned to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium as hundreds of students and spectators flooded the stands to witness the historic event. Despite being restricted to one day, the excitement and atmosphere were palpable as patrons came out to support their schools. The Intercall Games is under a new brand, and Managing Director of Republic Bank, Naomi Diali, says it is a pleasure to actually see the event realized.
Oh, very satisfied. I think the volunteers, those who are controlling the races, everything seems to be rolling off quite smoothly. We know it had to be reduced to one day, and it would be taking a lot of imagination and outside the box thinking for them, but they seem to have been having it quite in hand at this time, and the children are really enjoying themselves.
Here are some highlights from a few of the events that ran off today.
And they're up and running, and Kedona comes out early and comes out first.
It's going to be difficult to catch up from there on. Cadena Douglas of the Boca Secondary School. A good run here from St. David's Catholic Secondary to her left. St. David's Catholic Secondary would win this one. She does so. An upset of some sort, I would think.
I feel great. Very great. I really was looking forward to keep up with the girl from Boca, and I did.
And they're up and running. Who comes up first? Shanti Augustine looks good for St. Joseph Convent St. George's. Augustine versus Talia Sampson. Augustine has the advantage now. Here comes Talia Sampson on the inside. Talia Sampson is going to be. Talia Sampson wins comfortable over Shanti Augustine. Talia Sampson of the Anglican High School.
I'm so happy right now. I thought she would have beat me at first because she accustomed beating me, but I'm very proud. I don't know what to say, I'm speechless.
And they're off and running, but who comes up first? It is indeed Shanika Phillip of the Anglican High School. Is going to take a humongous effort to catch her now. Shanika Phillip is going to win this one easily over Kemisha Dominic of St. David's Catholic Secondary. She eases into the finish line.
I came out with weak feelings that I couldn't make it, but then I put trust in God that I could make it, and then that worked for my plan. Then after, I came along with my team, then my workers won, and then I get the victory.
One is Bishop's College running out of lane one, Presentation Brothers College, and they are off the running. St. Mark's Secondary 1 and 2 down the middle. St. Mark's Secondary in the middle. That's St. Rosemont Secondary down the middle. 1 and 2 is a tussle at the finish.
We had training mostly every day of the week, so we had a lot of training to do, but I had to study my schoolwork and things, so I had to take my time.
And that's the boys 100 meter in progress at GBSS 1 and 2 in the likes of Ethan Sam and Tyrick McSween.
Well, it has been nice because we get to see more people, and it's a good feeling,
Brothers College in 3 and 4. A little jitters here, but there goes Telemac, the taller of the two Presentation Brothers College athletes. Telemac versus Green. Telemac is going to be Telemac and Green. Telemac and Samuel Green.
Mindset was to go hard in the finals, execute the race, no room for softness.
Well, folks, it is fireworks here at the James Athletic Stadium. It is magical. This celebrated the Christmas done on the first ever.
Joe, it's fireworks for all 17 schools that have participated.
Indeed, well deservedly so.
They did well, notwithstanding the circumstances. The winners will obviously be St. David's Catholic Secondary and GBSS by virtue of scoring the most points. But at the end of the day, it's a victory for track and field, a victory for the Secondary Schools Principals Association, a victory for the Ministry of Sports, a huge victory for Republic Bank.
Yes.
And all in all, a day well spent.
We say a special congratulations to the St. David's Catholic Secondary School. They won the girls division with 318 points, followed by the Anglican High School with 219 points. St. Joseph's Convent St. George's came in third with 107. The St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary fourth with 106, and the Boca Secondary School fifth, 79, followed by the Happier Secondary School on 41 points. In the boys division, it was a rather keen competition there, so we say congratulations to the Grenada Boys Secondary School, who amassed a total of 227 points. They were followed by the Presentations Brothers College on 188.50 points, St. David's Catholic Secondary 151, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary 92, Boca 91, and the Hillsborough Secondary School 83.50.
18-year-old Grenadian Jamura Alves of Prospect Hall, Hillsborough, while representing St. Jago High School, won gold in the Class 1 girls discus throw at the Boys and Girls Champs in Jamaica on Wednesday. Jamura, who attended Bishop's College in Carriacou, won the event with a throw of 48.13 meters. She is also into the final of the javelin today and the shot put on Saturday. Jamura is one member of the 13-member team selected to represent Grenada at the 49th Carafta Games and is carded to compete in the shot put, discus, and javelin. Another athlete from Carriacou, Jaden Teka, who is also on the Carafta team, qualified for the final of the boys' javelin throw at the Boys and Girls Champs in Jamaica. For Former world and Olympic 400-meter champion Kirani James opens his 2022 season on Saturday. The Grenadian quarter miler, who has a set of medals from the last 3 Olympic Games, including a gold in 2012 and took bronze last summer, has entered into the USATF Bermuda Games. His challenges will include Jahil Hyde of Jamaica, Aldrich Bailey of the U.S., and Marshall Sandinio of Trinidad and Tobago, who has been training in Grenada with coach Albert Joseph, a former coach of Kirani James. The first ever USATF Bermuda Games will see some of the world's top track and field athletes compete. The first stop on the 2022 World Athletics Continental Tour Gold Series. And finally, in tennis, Grenada Table Tennis Association joins with the International Table Tennis Federation and its affiliates to observe and celebrate World Table Tennis Day. The GTTA will stage its activities this Saturday in Guave, beginning at 2 in the afternoon. World Table Tennis Day is celebrated annually on April 6 since 2015, also marking the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. It is the day ITTF affiliates celebrate table tennis, as well as the universality and social inclusiveness. The sport represents, in line with the biennial celebration of the 50th anniversary of ping pong diplomacy. WTTD 2022 focuses on using table tennis for peacemaking and conflict resolutions. Saturday's program will include engagement with parents of junior players, a discussion of conflict resolution, and table tennis as a sport for life. And that's all we have for you in sports tonight. Probe Around the Globe is next. Regional news tonight comes from Barbados. Prime Minister Mia Mottley says Barbados and the rest of the world must brace for more hardship as the war in Ukraine continues. Here's the details from Barbados today.
Warnings of more tough time ahead for Barbados and the region as the ongoing war in Ukraine continues to create global uncertainty. Against the backdrop of rising prices at the pumps, which have triggered local public criticism, Prime Minister Mia Mottley told the Caribbean Nations Security Conference underway at the Hilton there is no getting away from the rising cost of living that will affect Barbados and other countries.
The truth is that with the war in Ukraine now going into its 5th or so week, we are now going to start to see, regrettably, some of the consequences of that war which have been spoken about. That is going to lead to discomfort in many of our countries with respect to prices and with respect to access to those commodities. It is going to lead, therefore, to the potential risk of us having to be able to settle our populations and to get them to understand that the world is going through a difficult moment. But it is not the first time that it has gone through, and it will regrettably not be the last because of the nature of just human civilization and our natural-made environment.
The commander of the U.S. Southern Command, Laura Richardson, who also addressed the CANSAC meeting, lamented that the Caribbean will be negatively impacted by the war in Ukraine.
Recent crisis in Europe will undoubtedly impact the Caribbean and other regions in the world, such as increasing energy prices, which we've already seen, and the supply chain disruptions that we've already been experiencing. But I also know that the Caribbean faces unique cross-cutting threats in an ever-changing security environment.
She stressed that it was mission critical to ensure the Caribbean remains a zone of peace, but acknowledged the region was facing other threats to its security.
In a new round of sanctions, the United States has banned new American investments in Russia, imposed penalties on family members of President Vladimir Putin and other top Russian officials, and tightened restrictions on the country's largest financial institution. The fresh sanctions were announced on Wednesday, as we hear in this Al Jazeera report.
It is the latest U.S. escalation against Russia in lockstep with EU and G7 nations. New sanctions targeting Russian financial institutions and Kremlin officials. The U.S. president also introduced an executive order banning all American investment in Russia.
This ban on investment is going to make sure that new money can't come into Russia to replace what's left.
Some of those sanctions now include Russian President Vladimir Putin's 2 adult daughters and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, his wife and daughter. On Wednesday, the Justice Department announcing actions against Russian oligarch Konstantin Malafev for sanctions violations and the seizure of a yacht docked in Spain earlier this week, owned by another Russian oligarch, Viktor Vekselberg. The White House is warning nations like India and China against aligning with Russia to ease the impact of sanctions. But China accuses the U.S. of exacerbating the conflict.
If the U.S. is serious about easing the situation in Ukraine, it should stop adding fuel to the fire, stop imposing sanctions, stop coercive words and deeds, and truly commit to promote peace talks.
The sanctions were accelerated following the images emerging of civilians killed in Bucha, scattered in the streets, some with their hands bound behind their backs. The Attorney General would not confirm he's assembling a Nuremberg-style investigation, but did go out of his way to constitute the killings as atrocities.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is set to become the first black woman on the U.S.'s highest judicial body, the Supreme Court. Judge Jackson will replace Stephen Breyer, who is retiring but won't take up her duties until the summer.
The highest court in America has had 110 men, 5 women, and now for the first time, a black woman.
It's my honor to introduce...
This is President Biden's first Supreme Court nomination and fulfills his 2020 campaign promise to put an African-American woman on the bench, which is a lifetime appointment.
I am truly humbled by the extraordinary honor of this nomination.
Over 4 days, Judge Jackson was vetted and sat through hours and hours of questions during her Senate Judiciary hearings. As with many previous nominees, she gave very little away when asked about her views on some of the most controversial subjects affecting America.
No one suggests that a 20-week-old fetus can live independently outside the mother's womb. Do they?
Senator, I'm not a biologist. I haven't studied this. I don't know.
How important is your faith to you?
Senator, personally, my faith is very important. But as you know, there's no religious test in the Constitution. The fact that I was
The 51-year-old is a Harvard graduate and started her career in law in 1996. When confirmed, Judge Jackson will be the only justice on this current court with significant experience as a criminal defense lawyer working on behalf of poor defendants. Judge Jackson will be making history. But she joins a court which has a solid conservative majority. It may remain that way for years. So she will be a minority in more ways than one, as an African-American woman, but also a liberal justice.
That's regional and international news. Beverly is next with tonight's recap of the headlines.
Recapping the headlines, UT President says the pension judgment is a gift stolen by politicians, now returned to public offices. Financial support still needed for teenage J.W. Fletcher student Tyler Smith, and Caribbean Congress of Labor and Caribbean Employers Federation tackle gender-based violence, while 6 TAMCC students receive full scholarships. And around the globe, Prime Minister Motley says Barbados and the world must brace for more hardship as the war in Ukraine continues. Internationally, U.S. reveals fresh Russia sanctions after atrocities in Ukraine. In sports, inter-secondary school games returns for a special edition under new title sponsors Republic Bank. That's the conclusion of the nightly news for today, Thursday, April 7th, 2022. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.